Ever wondered what it's like to kick a field goal in a CFL stadium, make a real Italian panini, or live an hour and a half away from anything? Or how about wondering which province has the best sunrises and sunsets? Well,
this is Saskatchewan, Canada, and this is episode 8 of 10 as we cross Canada by train. And I'm really excited to show you Saskatchewan for 2 reasons. One, I think it's an underrated province. It's a province of small towns, big farms, and good people. And it's not usually at the top of your destination list, but I think there's a lot of reasons of why maybe you should come to see it. And 2, because it's my virtual birthday. Like today, while I'm filming this right now, is not my birthday, but by the time you're watching this, it is my birthday. So I'm happy to bring you along. I'm Mike, thanks for joining me on my birthday, and this is DownieLive, Travels by Train, Saskatchewan!
well, good morning from Saskatchewan. Now, I should probably introduce myself and say, I'm Mike, and I'm traveling across Canada by train with my friend Will.
Hello.
How'd you sleep?
Very well. You?
Good. Breakfast?
Oh yeah.
Let's go. Saskatchewan is known as the land of the living skies, and because the landscape is so flat, the sunrises and sunsets last forever and are some of the brightest and most colorful you'll see in Canada. They say Saskatchewan is the flattest province in Canada, like it's a bad thing. But I think it just means you can see even more of it, which is exactly what we plan to do.
It's just you and I up this morning.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Peter,
Peter. Nice to meet you. And where are you from?
from Germany.
From Germany. Why are you riding a train in Canada?
I like train travel, and it's a good way to explore a country on a different way. Just to relax and see everything, no?
Yeah, you see everything. It's the only time you get to see the entire country.
Yeah.
What do you think so far of Canada?
It's not my first time in Canada, but Canada is beautiful, no?
Looking out the window, I see exactly what I expected when I think of Saskatchewan. Field after field of wheat and grain. But this has me thinking about what is maybe the best way to experience these farms. And as we arrive in Saskatoon, well, I might have a pretty good idea.
And that's it. One good sleep and we've arrived in Saskatoon. Now don't worry if you were hoping to see more of the train. We will be back here at the end of the episode to get back on this and head to the next province of Alberta. But for now, we're in Saskatchewan, so let's go check it out.
This is the Black Fox Farm and Distillery. If this isn't the best way to visit a working farm, then I don't know what is.
So sorry, this is an oak gin sour?
That's correct, yeah.
Similar to a whiskey sour, but made with their oak aged gin?
That's correct, yeah.
I feel like we should cheers. I've been waiting. Cheers, Will. What a great tour. We haven't even started the tour yet.
Have you tried the drinks? You're enjoying
Yeah, they're
them?
fantastic.
Oh, that's really smooth. I'm sorry, you grow 90% of what goes into your products on the farm here.
That is correct, yes.
That's
including the
phenomenal.
grains, a lot of the aromatics we use in our gin. We have a U-pick flower field, so we use some of those flowers as well.
Which would normally be right here, but it's off season at the moment. We're coming up on the outdoor oak barrel storage.
The reason they keep the barrels outdoors rather than in a climate-controlled room is because the extreme climate they have here in Saskatchewan, like last night dropping to minus 10 degrees Celsius and rising today to plus 10 degrees Celsius, has the barrels expand and contract, pushing the product in and out and enhancing the barrel flavor within it.
So by storing your barrels indoors, other companies, then you're maintaining it and you're not getting all the flavors possible out of that oak barrel. Interesting.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, I've never had it straight out of the barrel before. 4-year malt whiskey. Cheers. That is so easy, so easy drinking.
So the farm grows their own grain that they use in the whiskey and gin, and even the floral elements that then goes through the distilling process, just like any other distillery would. Well, mostly.
So our gin is called vapor infused because if you take a look here, as it's going through this aromatic basket, it passes through as a vapor and it picks up on those really delicate essential oils. So that's where we put our floral elements and a lot of our natural elements that go into the gin.
And so, what is the most distinctly Saskatchewan spirit they make?
You did say mustard gin.
I did, yeah.
I'm over there and like, she's talking about mustard gin.
Very Saskatchewan. We produce like the majority of the world's mustard. So yeah, I think that's a good key.
Okay,
for, like,
a good segue.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there they are. Wow, mustard.
Actually one of my favorites.
Literally the ingredients are dry gin and mustard seed.
Now, in order to complete the tasting process for you, I had to try the remaining gins and whiskeys, many of which have won medals in numerous competitions. And if I had to sum it up in 3 words, here's what I thought.
That's nice.
A number of restaurants focus on farm to table, but here it's seed to sip, and it's delicious.
Thank you, Megan. Bye, that was great. Today's laundry day, which is great because this entire series has been supported by True Earth, and today we'll be using their Eco Strips, the new Platinum formula. This is the heavy-duty cleaning formula, which I think we needed after being on the road for this long. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't noticed a single difference in how clean my clothes come out. The best part is how easy it is to use. Simply pull out their Eco Strips, tear it in half. 1 is enough for a normal load. 2 if you have a big load. I'll do that today. And they work in any washing machine. Doesn't matter if it's front loading, top loading, cold water, hot water. If you want to try the True Earth Eco Strips for yourself, I have a link in the description down below, and you can use discount code DownieLive for 10% off. I use them and I recommend it to everyone. And of course, for the dryer, I use their wool dryer balls, made with organic New Zealand wool. Today is a road trip day, and I'm really excited about this for 2 reasons. 1, because I think Saskatchewan is a highly underrated province. I'm excited to see it. And 2, Will doesn't know this yet, it's because it's my virtual birthday. Now the reason this birthday is a little more important to me than usual, not only just because it's my 35th birthday, but because I don't normally celebrate my birthdays. You see, normally 30th birthdays are a big deal. I wasn't very happy with where I was in life on my 30th birthday, and so I chose not to celebrate it.
Because honestly, I wasn't really proud of where I was in life. I had friends buying houses, starting families, and getting promoted. And instead, I had just started my new career of making these travel videos. I'd taken out a loan to do it. I didn't feel successful yet. And that's why I didn't think it was worth celebrating at the time.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Everything okay?
Yeah, everything's good. Thanks for checking in, just taking some pictures, and thanks for stopping anyhow. Very kind.
Take care.
Thanks, bye.
Now, as we drive from Saskatoon to Regina out here, I realize that I enjoy taking the scenic route, not the highway. And that's the exact same as my path in life.
There is nothing I like more than a road trip to somewhere I've never been before. Look at this. There's no one around. There's no one else here. Look forward, Will. Look at that.
It's okay to be in a different place because you're making your own path, not following someone else's. And so whether in life or here in Saskatchewan, it might seem like just an empty, flat road, but you never know where it will take you. So appreciate it while you can.
It's fitting to remind yourself to just enjoy where you are in life, whether that be turning 35 or in Saskatchewan physically. And there goes the sun, down on my last day of 34. I wish I had celebrated my 30th birthday. So this week, I'm celebrating with you.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to get all sappy on you at the beginning of the episode, but I'm celebrating 2 birthday milestones at once. And so with that in mind, let the birthday week start. Now, a spot I wouldn't expect to see on a must-visit in Regina list is the Italian Star Deli. But we came to see it and we were not disappointed.
Oh, yes. This is a deli.
This is Carlos, and his parents opened the shop when he was 6.
Frank and Gina, John Batista. My mom was the innovator, so 1966.
And now he has kids of his own working here.
100% as a family. You know, we work together, we play together.
But before we could try their famous paninis, we had to make one ourselves.
I don't know how this always happens. I walk in, we're given an apron, and I think we're being put to work.
And we got to learn from the creative master himself.
So you want to make a panino?
Yes.
Okay.
Making a sandwich with Carlos is very different from making a peanut butter and jam sandwich like I would eat at home. They make all sorts of sandwiches here for whatever your preference, but Carlos's famous panini is mustard and olive oil and balsamic and then provolone cheese, a variety of Italian meats, and then with their own homemade spicy sauce.
This is our dabber, so I decided I put on there. This will be a normal size.
And now if you're not a big spice guy, is that gonna set you off?
That's gonna set you off for days.
Cover that with banana peppers, feta, pesto sauce, and bada bing, bada boom, you've got yourself a delicious panini.
Look at that.
That's awesome.
That's a spicy delight. I'm looking forward to it.
What do you name that? If you were to sell it, what would you name it?
This is the Danini Panini.
You're pretty good, man.
They will not let you leave hungry. How good is this? The one thing I noticed is that they greet anyone that comes into the store. It really makes you feel like you're part of the family.
Now that we're well fed, it's off to visit one of the most important institutions in Saskatchewan culture. I'm of course talking about the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Now before we head into the stadium, I think we need to change outfits.
Oh yeah, yeah. And the last piece, now we're ready to watch a game. I thought I'd show you as well what the players see when they're coming out to the field. This is the tunnel to Rider Nation. Oh, there's a reason I don't play on the team. I'm already out of breath. How many games? It's just 20-yard line. Oh wow. What this must feel like when it's a packed house. The reason that the Saskatchewan Roughriders are such a big deal in Saskatchewan and Rider Nation exists is because there are no other sports teams for them to cheer for. There's no NBA team, there's no NHL team. The Saskatchewan Roughriders are what Saskatchewan has. So the whole province comes out and cheers for the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
Now, the mascot Gainer and Rough Rider alumni Wes Cates have met us on the field to see if, well, we have what it takes to play for the Riders. Maybe a linebacker?
High feet, high feet! Whoa! Oh! Gainer always finishes his check.
Hey, we're Canadians, Gainer. We're nice people.
We're kind Canadians until it comes to game timing. Gainer represents that perfectly.
Will is ready to run the gauntlet. While I, on the other hand, had a different tactic up my sleeve.
Kill him with kindness.
Angry.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Angry,
Compliments all the way.
angry.
Your shoes look great. I love your jersey. Oh,
Maybe a running back.
eye contact. Oh,
Or maybe a wide receiver. Or maybe even a kicker.
Claim to fame, I once made a 20-yarder.
oh yeah.
Kicker.
Well, looks like I'm not a kicker, but maybe Will has a chance.
You could go back 20 more yards and do that. We might be able to sign you.
You hear that?
Let's go. Let's bring it back.
All right, you've got the scouts behind you.
Well, Will has clearly found his spot, but I think at the end of the day, I'm better suited off the field. Maybe if Gainer needs a day off, I could step into his shoes.
Better at what you do than we think. It's hard to notice the impact you have up there. It doesn't. I mean, you get the whole crowd going. Gainer, oh, good to meet you in person. There we go. See, I need to learn the moves from him.
Now, after our time on the field, we got a tour of some of the behind-the-scenes areas of the stadium. The media center and the suites with food service, leather comfy seats, and of course, being indoors during those cold winter games.
And those are nice, but in my opinion, best seat in the house, always here in the plastic seats close to the field. Well, it's a shame there's no game this week. They just happen to be playing out of town. Otherwise, Will and I would have been there cheering them on. It's turning out to be a pretty good birthday week.
Now, after all that action, I think we need to get away from it all. So we are driving 6 hours northeast from Saskatoon to a small town called Cumberland House, where we've met Derwin here to take us the rest of the way, an hour and a half by boat. This also happens to be the largest inland delta in North America, an important ecosystem for birds, mammals, and fish. But the first thing I noticed is that there's no one else out here. We're headed to an indigenous lodge for an ecotourism experience. Welcome to the Big Eddy Lodge.
And we've arrived. I feel like I've never been anywhere more remote than an hour and a half by boat. Oh, who's this? Hi, buddy. I'll get you. I'll get you. Oh, you the welcome crew? Hey. Hi. Hi. Oh, you're cute. We're gonna be best buds. Okay, let's see what we have. Oh, nice. Bed there. Bunk beds over here. Big desk workspace. And the other thing you'll notice is it's really toasty in here. Got a nice fire going. Oh yeah. I love this. This is perfect. We're gonna be so comfortable. Let's go look around the rest of the camp and explore. Jeez, it gets dark early here. Well, the generators are off, which means everyone's gone to bed. And hang on, cut the music for a second. Just listen. I don't know if I've ever heard anything so quiet in my life. With that, we'll have to show you around in the morning. Good night. And good morning. Now let's take a look at the day. Wow. How incredible is this? So this is Saskatchewan. I've got a new star of the show here. Hey, buddy. I don't know if I've ever experienced a more serene sunrise before. What a way to celebrate 35, eh? I think everyone has to experience a Saskatchewan sunrise or sunset at some point in their life because it's called Land of the Living Skies. Good morning.
Morning.
How about this?
Oh man, God, I would love to have this every day.
What a way to open the door in the morning. Now that the sun is up, let me show you around the rest of the place. So we are staying in one of the 3 cabins. Out back are 3 outhouses, 2.5. This little one they made for their grandkid. And it works. Storage shed, food shed, sauna, their own sawmill, the garden in the spring for vegetables and herbs and flowers, their teepee in which they've removed the fabric to let it rest for a bit, and then we have the lodge. So it's a fantastic property that has basically everything you could need except for road access and cell service.
There are 3 things you need to know about this place. 1, this is Calvin. 2, it's completely off-grid. No power, no water, no cell service, no road access. And 3, well, this is Solomon, and the Big Eddy Lodge has been in his family a long time.
Solomon, what's behind us?
Been home for a long time in my family.
How long?
It goes back into the 1800s, I guess.
Wow. And you and Renee have decided to open it up to visitors, essentially.
Yes, because my family, they were people that were guides for other people. We've decided to follow my family tradition, which is that.
It's pretty spectacular. I
Yeah.
really appreciate you sharing it with us.
Yes.
Well, the first activity of the day is fat tire biking. Ready to go? Are you coming, Calvin? Are you coming? Oh, look out, Calvin!
Now, the nice thing about fat biking is that you can do it year-round, even in the snow. And Solomon has over 30 kilometers of trails to explore here. And the best part is, there are no hills. Living out here is not like living in a city. And Solomon has story
And the ice around us breaks.
after story
Boosh! It would
After
be like
story.
going like this.
to tell of the harsh realities and difficulties of living out here. And the Luckies had to escape each encounter.
Yeah.
It's a privilege to deal with nature's laws.
Yeah.
I've got lots of ice stories.
Yeah, I bet. How many 50 years you've been here?
64 now.
64.
Yeah, so.
Now, Calvin, do you want to introduce us to your partner? Because Calvin here is a new father. Let's go meet them. Hi, Susie. Can we come in? Hi. Oh my goodness. Wow. How you doing, girl? These cuties are 72 hours old. They were just born before we arrived, about a day before we arrived. How are they all doing? How are you doing? Are these guys tiring you out? I think 10 is a lot. Hey? How cute are they? Hi. Mom's going for a walk. That's the cutest little sneeze ever. Okay, we'll let them sleep. Great job, Susie. Great job. Calvin, good job too. I know you guys have a lot of love to give. Well,
Okay.
what are we gonna do now?
We'll try a little bit of canoeing. I've been a professional canoe racer, and
He's being very humble. He was a world champion long distance canoeer.
yes, of course, the Delta, that's what it is, water.
Yeah.
And it's a good way to see the country.
It sure is, and we are lucky to get this because this is going to start to freeze over
Yes.
pretty shortly.
Yes, real shortly, and then we'll be on it,
Yeah.
in it.
Yeah. Well, let's get in it. That
Okay,
sounds
okay.
great. Solomon, how close is your nearest neighbor?
Probably 60 kilometers away.
Do you like it that way?
That's close enough, I think.
Close enough. What was the longest race you won?
I think it was 1,000 kilometers.
How many days is a 1,000-kilometer race?
4 days and an hour.
How much would you sleep a night?
I think there's one that was for 2 hours.
Wow.
The other one was for 8.
Wow.
The rest of the time we were just
Going.
going down, yeah.
Now, Solomon traveled all over the world competing in these canoe races. But you have to remember, it all started right here, where he grew up, because they'd need to paddle down the river to town, which took us an hour and a half by motorboat, remember? And then he'd have to paddle back upstream on his way home, all in a day. So canoeing wasn't so much a passion as it was a way of life out here, or sometimes a matter of survival. But you have to admit, it sure is a beautiful place to paddle.
This has been such an amazing experience out here, northern Saskatchewan, on the Saskatchewan River. I never, ever would have put this on a travel list, but I'm so glad we did.
It's pretty crazy, but we are not ever gonna have this moment again. Like, I don't know, you said it before, but like...
I've said that a few times this trip.
No, but this one, like, I really do believe. It's like, when are we ever gonna come back to northern Saskatchewan and do something as unique as this?
Wherever you end up, whether it's some incredible destination halfway around the world or an interesting corner of your own country, just appreciate it for what it is. And the unsuspecting places in far corners of your own country can surprise you the most. And I think the Big Eddy Lodge, for me, has been the biggest example of that, the best example of that. There is not a sound at all day. Most peaceful place I've ever been. Wow, Saskatchewan, I didn't get birthday candles, but you lit up the sky for me tonight. Thank you. What do we have for dinner? We have stew here, coming soon. And then over here we got potatoes going, ready for dinner.
Dinner was a moose stew and more stories shared around the table as the sun set, before it's time to head back to the cabin to check on our heating situation.
Get tonight's fire going. And that will keep us warm tonight.
Almost too warm. Gotta have that open.
Another sunrise right here in Saskatchewan. I would say Alberta next week has its hands full to impress us after this week. It's been a great birthday. It's time to go. How you doing, girl? How you doing? Oh, you gonna miss us? You guys gonna miss us? Oh my goodness. How can I leave these guys? Susie, you send us pictures? I want to see how the kids grow up. Thanks for sharing your family with us. It was nice to meet you. I'll write you. All right, I'll send you a postcard. Bye, Calvin. Bye, Big Eddy Lodge.
Places like the Big Eddy Lodge and Saskatchewan even don't normally end up at the top of your travel list, but these places are some of the most eye-opening and unique experiences that you can have. And Solomon happily showed us how he lives off-grid in this beautiful part of Canada. But our time here is over, so it's time to head back to the big city.
And that brings us back to Saskatoon Station because we are boarding the train, and next stop is Alberta. And if Saskatchewan is any indication, 35 looks pretty good.
And in Alberta, we spot the largest land mammal in North America, try an authentic Western experience, find snow in the Rocky Mountains, enjoy the sunset in the Badlands, and sleep in North America's largest mall.
So join me next week in Alberta. I'm Michael, and this has been DownieLive Travels by Train. I don't know where I'm going next, but I know I want you there with me. See you next week.